All right, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, and honors and salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in this truth. And we're gonna label or call this these crises were prophesied or something to that effect. You know, I had a title, but it kind of slipped my mind. I wish I'd have wrote it down. But this is going into, of course, as we always do, from the head elder apostles on down, we go into the prophecies of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because at the end of the day, this is what matters. You know what I'm saying? And there was a time where people, with certain wicked individuals, faithless cats. One dude named Gabaria, he told certain brothers, what's prophecy gonna help you? How's it gonna benefit you in a time of trouble or something? Or somebody's coming, which was stupid, but nonetheless, that's why you don't really see. You might see these guys pop up and do like little church sermons or some shit. Because the Most High, in order for you to prophesy, Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai has to be with you. The Most High has to put the Spirit on you, because when I'm gonna just say this first, and I'm going to the article. I got some scriptures, but just to give an example, when you look at Noah, pardon me, all right, although Moses prophesied as well, but Noah, dealing with Noah, prophesying over 100 years of something that never happened. You know what type of character and spirit and strength you have to actually sit there and constantly be saying that, look, this thing's gonna happen, sounding like a broken. Of course, the people was like, oh, boy, they got Noah, They probably started calling, because he used to get nice. He used to sip when you're young. So they probably, oh man, that old drunk, just like they did with Yahweh Shai, but dealing back with Noah over 100 years, and it's never even rained. They were used to the Most High water and everything with the midst, with the dew. So he's sitting out there saying, nah, look, I'm telling you, man, y'all wicked motherfuckers doing all this wickedness. They were doing the same wickedness. That's why the Most High ain't just flood the earth for no reason. They was doing high level wickedness back then. And Noah kept telling them, the integrity and the strength for year after year after year after year. How many scoffers probably Noah had, man? You see what I'm saying? So now, when the flood actually happened, you know what I'm saying? The Lord had to close the door. Scripture tell you that, right? The Spirit of the Lord closed the door. Because why? Now all those same idiots and scoffers and wicked motherfuckers were sitting there trying to beat down the door of Noah's Ark to try to get back into that ark. But the Most High wasn't having that, man. The Most High was not having that, man. They was allotted for that judgment. So the same thing goes now, man. We've been prophesying, and now to actually see things happening is a beautiful thing. And this is the key thing. And it takes, not just anybody could do certain things like that, man. Like when you look at the apostles, the head of the apostles, over 40, 30 years, over, just constantly standing, just like going back prior to Abba Bivens, King Masha, you know what I'm saying? High Priest Ariah, High Priest Elder Yaikwab, and any other righteous men from the beginning of this fold in this life, in this chapter, the final chapter, whatever you want to call it, to sit there to still be standing strong and saying the Most High is going to destroy this place, is going to be destruction's coming, the nuclear destruction coming, how the MOTB, Esau is going to push that and make it mandate. When people were sitting there clowning, I was there. They were clowning us, man. They call us conspiracy theorists, fear mongers. So anyway, we're just going to go into this and show you that, because now these things are actually happening, and there's all kind of judgments is constantly pouring out all over the place, man. And this is something that looms in the background with this out of one crisis. There's many crises going on. It's like basically the Spirit got to do. You can pick and choose, because like every day there's more information coming out on different crises and things of that nature. So as you see here from the NBC CT, it says federal eviction moratorium comes to an end. Tens of thousands of renters are unable to pay their rent. And this is going to show you too how this is all part of the elites, the agenda that we speak about, because right in the middle of, you have them about to kick all these people out of their houses. It's a mess. You got, and the thing is, in certain states, they're extending it longer than others. Some states, they're not extending it. So that's why they're able to go and start pushing in certain places. You see them evicting people, you know, and then you got all kind of lawsuits from the landlords that are coming. So this place is they setting it up to where not only is it going to be it, but they're going to need a great reset because everything's going to be so fucked up. Just like with the that rat juice that they trying to jab up in everybody. They're losing contact of how many people, you know, they're losing records on how many people were actually so-called positive and negative. So that's they're gonna say, look, we gonna, you know what? Even though they talking about the what you call it ID, that they gonna put, put in your, you know what I'm saying, in your skin, the traces and all this and that. Eventually, they're gonna say, look, all this data we're losing, we're gonna have to look. Boom. You know what they're gonna say is the next phase at that point, But we see in the mossad is allowing them to do things this way because that's how the mossad works. But then all of a sudden, like a bunch of tidal waves, everything just come crashing right at you. So it says hundreds of thousands of Connecticut residents say they have little or no confidence they'll be able to pay next month's rent. That at the same time, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down the CDC prevention's eviction moratorium. So they, because you got to figure they couldn't keep just extending. A lot of people think that they're gonna be able to just live rent free. Nothing's free in this wicked ass world, man. All right, so it says Connecticut renters don't have to worry about losing their homes tomorrow, right? They have at least a month to apply for the funding through the Unite CT to help pay back rent, and they got little different assistances like this in these different areas. Like in Jersey, they're facing it a lot. New York, they did some type of marching and everything, but they're saying that they're gonna probably hold off into January. That's what they're saying. But we're gonna see it. We're gonna see these things. So in a lot of these places, these things are happening. It says we are in a housing crisis. It's really bad, right? This is the presidency of Homes with Hope in Westport, right? Yeah, and Westport is a posh area in Connecticut. So that's really one of them old sundown towns. You hear Bishop Elder Tazai want to speak about the sundown towns, that throughout, in Connecticut, that was definitely one of them, man. When you work, and I know, because most time I used to work in Westport and Darien, Connecticut, and they stopped me for some bullshit, hoping that they could knock me for something, So this is showing you that the most, like a lot of those, like the brother said, those even going into those different brush fires, forest fires in Northern California, going into Nevada, Lake Tahoe and all them areas. That's jacking Esau up too, because the Most High is what? He said he gonna have those fires going, man. So you got all these different situations happening, man. And then you still got people that's not waking up. People still trying to worry about the next school year, the next season, this, that, and the third, and making all these plans as if, these people are in denial, man. Here it is, Babylon is burning down right before them, and they're in denial. All right, so, and the thing is now, here it is, we're reading about all these people, right? I'm gonna read on. It says, according to the federal government, 45,000 Connecticut residents were not caught up on rent as of August 16th, which is a couple weeks ago, right? While 157,000 had little or no confidence in their ability to pay rent next month. Now, how are they going to do that? Or pardon me, how are they going to do that? Well, that's the case, should I say? But now, when you in the post, okay, let me see if I can get that article back again. The Connecticut Post. They're speaking of right here we go. Bridgeport agency to welcome up to 150 Afghan refugees, and then now you got Donald Trump. See, this thing is all getting hectic, man. Things are getting hectic now. We ain't trying to do all of that. Even with these goddamn pop-ups and these fucking commercials, man, this is a damn joke, man. And I got do not disturb on. But whatever, y'all get the drift, man. Y'all see the article, because it's acting funny right now. I ain't gonna play around with it or whatever. We'll go to the scripture. That's prompted me to go to the scripture. But just to show you that these elites have a plan, man. How are they gonna stash these refugees from Afghanistan, right? And then they're gonna say, oh, we didn't know they slipped through, they didn't get tested. This, like, you see the play, man. You read in the script, and then there's other things they got as far as going into the financial system, how they getting ready to, take over the whole push the button basically, and set up that cryptocurrency to where basically you're gonna have to operate with the what, the MOTB, Shalakia. All right. So now we start at Amos chapter 5. Amos chapter 5, and I'll start at 13. It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time. Who's the prudent? The prudent is speaking about the prophets, the elect. See, right now we're at the time of our prophecy, but there's going to come a time where we won't be able to go out there in the streets, the highways. Don't be surprised if you saw the airwave. How many times they've been, trying to ban and censor the Israelites, and especially in particular GMS, Great Millstone Israelites, from off of the internet and everything. How many times you see what YouTube is doing? All right, they striking down videos left and right. Anything that really goes against, this world's agenda. Anything that deals with prophecy, really, they come against it. But it's all in the spirit, because it said the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Okay, and this devil is going through great measures to stop this truth from being pushed out there on the highways and byways. They got it to where basically they turn, if you were a truther, as they call it, or whatever that you see out there on the highways and the byways constantly, they're basically, which the thing is to avoid with us, because we never was a part of this world. We understood 1 John 2 and 15. If 1 John 2 and 15 was a word, as they say, then or if it was a picture, it'd be us. You know what I'm saying? Because, Lord knows the feelings we have towards this present evil, wicked ass world, man. So, they now what they're doing, they turn everybody against us, anti this, blah blah. Ain't that some shit too? The real anti-motherfucker, the anti-Hamashiach, or the anti-Christ, as people know it, are convicting other people of being anti-establishment, anti-this and anti-waxers and all this other crap, man. So it's showing you that they got everything flipped upside down. All right? It says, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And seeing the problem with Jake, they don't know what's good, because why? The Most High got them blinded. So that's why they don't hear. They sit there and, oh man, I ain't doing nothing. They ain't action, man. You ain't helping the community. Y'all ain't doing this. They don't understand what really good is. They don't understand that that's evil. The Most High ain't dealing with the community. The Lord is bringing destruction. You had a major flood. Okay, you had the Ida situation that caught wreck down there in New Orleans, if I'm not mistaken. And really throughout, because the remnants was flooding out other parts along the coast. Even up in Connecticut, in New York, and I think it was parts of Jersey, you had all these major floods. You had the weather reporters. They said, look, normally we don't tell you that this is that bad or whatever. They said I could count on one hand how many times I told you that this is really bad, because you had tornadoes. Tornadoes don't normally come in the northeast, man. All right, you had a tornado in Jersey and other parts. I think it might have made it in certain parts upstate. You had massive tornadoes, power outages. You see what I'm saying? So the Most High ain't he's destroying. He said he's going to sweep this place off the face of the earth. So what are you talking about? You building up your community or whatever. All right? But anyway, that's because they're blinded. They still, even though they think they're against the system, they doing right. They working right along with the system. But the Lord says, seek good. What's good is His word, His truth. It said, and not evil. Anything of this world is evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord of the power of hosts shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Hate the evil, see, and love the good. You're supposed to love this word. You're supposed to love this truth. You ain't supposed to, be talking down and to the men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord. And it ain't no thing of there being an excuse, so we don't know who is. So you're supposed to do your due diligence, man. If you sincere, if you really care about the Creator, the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. See, a lot of you guys are really into yourselves, man. You're into self-promotion, you're into self-pride. And that's all wickedness in the sight of the Heavenly Father. That might sound fly or work in this world, wicked world, but with the Heavenly Father. And when in time we're going to send His Son back, and he's about to make everybody going to have to answer for all that pride and everything that they carry themselves into. So it said, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. Judgment is what the scriptures say, man. If you got two nasty dudes, the scriptures say they're supposed to be put to death. That's the laws of the Heavenly Father. All right, but this society done changed everything around and gave immunity to them, and to the point where everybody It's starting to get into that vibe. That ain't, that's not going to stand. It said, if you would do these things, it may be that the Lord, the Most High of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph, which Joseph represents the tribe of Ephraim, all right, which he was the father of Manasseh and Ephraim. But the tribe of Ephraim, got the blessing, so Ephraim is the tribe of Joseph, same thing, whereas Manasseh is their own separate tribe, right? So it said the remnant was left over. And of course, it goes into the rest of the tribes, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi as well. But it says, therefore, the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, dwelling shall be in all streets. You see? And that's what's happening. And a lot of people about to be put out into the streets, man. A lot of people about to be put out into the streets, and they're going to kick people out just to bring these so-called Afghanistans that don't have refugees that need to be placed. You see, so they're coming to certain cities and areas and everything, and the hypocrisy, which America, the so-called white man, is the greatest hypocrite of all times, right? And hypocrite really, Apostle Paul used to go into this word years ago. When you go into that word hypocrisy or hypocrite, when you go into the Latin, it means, I'm not sure if it's Hippocrates, which means basically an actor. And that's how the so-called white man is. He's the greatest actor. He act like he cares about you. You see that this dude Joe Butthead, Sleepy Creepy Joe. You see him. He's basically 1 minute he's acting like he cares about you. The next minute he's like, fuck it. Fuck it. You gotta leave some Americans in cock crew. Nah, I was joking. But we gotta leave some Americans behind. Fuck it. So it says. Back to the article, they are racing against the clock. He said, you can count me in as a supporter, yada, 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 right? Now, this is the governor of Connecticut, Governor Deadhead Lamont. Executive powers run out on September 30th. See, so that's why they said there's a month left. And they already shot down an extension. So, we're going to see what happened. But the thing is, it's not looking too good. There's another crisis. And that's what the scriptures say. They should be welling in the streets. And this is what Yahweh Shai was speaking of too. They should be weeping and gnashing. Matter of fact, let me go to that real quick. Matthew 24. All right. Man, all of this is you know what? Okay. We're gonna go through this a little, through the spirit. It said, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Indeed, there shall be famines, food shortages, and pestilences. Pestilence, when you look it up, is a plague. All right, like something that pricks you. There's no pun intended, or every pun intended. All right, so something that's pestilent, like the fact that you got to wear these masks is because of what? The so-called pestilence that's been released on the public. So this, Yahweh Shai spoke on these things, man. These things were prophesied. It said, in pestilences and earthquakes, right? They were just a big one in Haiti. Hell, it could be another one tomorrow. We could wake up to another devastating earthquake in diverse places. See? So all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. So we understand, because this happened 2,000 years ago. All right, and this thing is playing over, but the difference is this is the end. This is the end of the script. So now, instead of them being able to kill us, the Lord is raising us up. Like he said in Psalms 50th chapter, I've set them in order right before thy eyes. It says, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, see? And shall betray one another. And that's what's happening. And shall hate one another. And you got people, that's why you got all these protests. Why you think, what are most of these protests that are happening in Canada and in Australia, over there in what was it, France, I think it was, Germany, Greece? Why you think you got all these protests against this pestilence that they're pushing out there, right? Because they're trying to mandate people to get the Vanessa, all right? They're trying to mandate that, and you got people, because why? They're seeing the effects of it, and they know that basically the government is plotting against them. It is a plot from the government. You are considered enemy combatants. That's why, and you are going to have a division amongst the police forces, and even in the medical. That's why a lot of people just 2 days, matter of fact, from the FDA, 2 more people quit because they saying the way that the way they pushing these mandates, and the White House going up without it being approved by them, this, that, and the third. Basically, people are trying to wash their hands from this this is one of the great disasters, great debacles, or whatever you want to call it. People are trying to wash their hands, but it's not, it's too late, all right? And the Lord allowed this to happen because why? He's setting the stage. Yahweh Shai said that the fire was going to be here before he get here to bring the ultimate fire, all right? So these are these situations that are on fire right now. It said, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And even amongst the Israelites, because first of all, the prophets in the Bible were all Israelites. But you got false prophets amongst the Israelites, and you got the true holy prophets, okay, and apostles amongst the Israelites, okay? And the scripture, Yahweh Shai said, you're going to know them by their works. So the false prophets are the one that deceived y'all and had y'all follow this system, get jabbed and zabbed up and all that other stuff, going to tell you to take the MOTB, those are the false prophets. This is going to tell you, ain't nothing's going to happen to you. Don't be afraid, okay? Oh, man, you got to take care of your family and think about, setting up a future and creating a kind of, no, Mossad ain't dealing with all that, man. We in the end. All right, but it said, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, and that's what you see. You had the, I think it was New Orleans or whatever, a lot of people had to evacuate because they ain't gonna have power for like a month. Then you got people looting in these places, right? And people don't give a damn. They're gonna run right up into your own house. The same person you thought was cool with you, man. It said the love of many shall wax cold. And especially with the divide that they put in with this rattlesnake piss or whatever the hell they're giving you, this poison deadly cocktail they trying to force upon people, that's making people turn cold toward one another. Families, you have families, here it is, and I know of certain stories, like I told the story before, there's one dude, and of course, he's supposed to be Christian, this and that. When this thing happened, and he supposedly loved his brother, he built a man cave so him and his brother could be down there and spend it. He said, I know he ain't gonna be alive too much longer. I love he's everything, blah, blah, all this shit. So then his brother ended up having like a little stroke or something. So you figure that he needs you more. He kind of bounced back. But he said when this thing, he said, nah, man, you can't come. I told him, so you can't come over, man. You can't come over, man. You gotta wait till this thing is over with, man. He said, this thing ain't no joke. So that goes to show you that the love of many shall wax cold, because you got family members, man. Even last so-called, which, this thing ain't no joke. So that goes to show you that the love of many shall wax cold, because you got family members, man. Even last so-called, which, Thanksgiving ain't no holy day. That's a day of the devil. But at the end of the day, in this country, that's a time when a lot of people, travel. That's one of those days where people, family go to see family. You had a lot of people say, nah, mommy, daddy, or whatever, y'all can't come over. We'll talk to y'all. They did a thing with Zoom. They got like an iPad, and hey, see, we here go to dry turkey we eating. Then you had some cranberry sauce. They talking to each other, showing you that the change of everything. But that's showing you how things are getting cold-blooded out here, man. And these are prophecies, man. That's the main thing that I want to, drive home, the fact that these are prophecies. He said, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So that's what it's about, enduring to the end. It said, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And I believe that the end is coming now, because this gospel is out throughout the four corners of the earth. And I even believe a step further, what Apostle Todd said about the elect all being sealed, meaning you ain't gonna have the 144,000 with all out here prophesying, but the word is because everybody's seen this word. You see, and remember, all it takes is the seed, and once the Lord plants that seed, then the Most High water it accordingly. So the seed has been planted throughout the four corners of the earth, and the proof of it too is seeing these brothers in Australia receiving the word, in Ghana, different parts of South Africa, down in the islands, Alaska, UK, brothers in Holland, and you know what I'm saying, Scotland and Ireland, Italy, and certain other places, I think in France, and so that's the proof, man. So we living in the most prophetic times, man. It says, when you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation. Okay, yeah, that's going into the history, all right. Which let's go. This is going into 70 AD to besiege of Jerusalem. All right, but it was a point that I wanted to get. I mean, which, again, some of these things are happening again too. Don't get it twisted, but this is when it speaks about this. Matter of fact, I'll read through it. It says, when you should therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains, because we had to run. We had to flee. And a lot of those jakes were a part of the Sakari sect of Israelites that was teaching, Jake to rebel, and you ain't got to, fuck the Romans, and we're gonna go to war with them. And Yahushua was trying to explain to him that, hey, render unto Caesar what is Caesar, render unto the mossad what's the mossad's, because it wasn't time at that time to take down the Roman Empire, all right, which is back here today as, America, being driven by the NATO, the beast, all right. So it wasn't the time back then as it is right now. So that's why he explained, and he said, look, you got to wait for the mossad, but they try to do things on their own. But Yahushua prophesied, he said, look, he said, let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. All right. Neither let him, which still, like I said, you can apply some of these things today, because when it's time, with certain brothers might have to bounce, just like some brothers had to, when that hurricane and stuff happened, they had to migrate with other brothers and everything. Hey, don't worry about nothing, man. All right. Take no thought. Stay in the spirit. But it says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, because it's going to be tough on you, even tougher on you. Because why? This ain't a peaceful time. We're in a time of war, okay, and chaos. So it's going to be hell to pay, But the mossad, to brothers, the sincere brothers, don't worry. If you do have seed, the Lord is going to be with you. It comes back to faith, man. Overall, man, you got to have faith regardless of what anybody says or whatever happens or whatever the case may be, or the situation you in. You got to have faith, man. Okay? It said, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that was a rough ordeal, to the point where they were starved out. But now, here it is all over again, where you got these food shortages happening. Supposedly there's a trucker strike that's taking place. So if these things really happen, things are going to really turn up to a next level. And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Now these days are speaking about what? Now, because why? Now we're in a time where the Lord Yahushua is coming back to deliver the elect. But it said, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You see that? For the elect's sake, that's why things are going to be shortened. It says, then if any man saying to you, all right, was another point that I wanted from here. 29, I started 29, said, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Yeah, which eventually, from the thermonuclear destruction, that's going to happen. And once those missiles actually hit, they're going to cause what they call a mushroom cloud that will block out the sun and the moon, what they call it a nuclear winter. It says, then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man simultaneously in heaven. And then meaning it's going to happen at the same time as, the missiles and stuff are being shot off. It said, then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, all the families of the earth. And they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds of heaven, which is what? The chariots, the holy chariots, with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound. See, this is the time that it's leading up into. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And that sound, man, that's gonna be something everybody gonna see it, hear it. All right, so now get ready to wrap this up. I mean, basically this article is going into how much people are behind and how this thing is going to really play out. But I want to end it with Amos, back where I was at in Amos. Okay, so it says, Amos 5:16, therefore the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, dwelling shall be in all streets, and And they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman in the morning. Because why? The farmers and everything, which they already predicted that the crop, that's why Esau been making GMO nonsense or whatever. But the food supply is gonna be short, man. It said, in such as are skillful of lamentation to welling, because that's what's happening, man. And then the scriptures say that all work is gonna be to a halt. All right, the grinding shall cease. All right, it's not gonna. People always think, oh, well, I'm always gonna have my job to fall back on. That's why they go for these cushion jobs, and they'll, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll take the MOTB, get jabbed, and all that, just to keep their jobs. And that's gonna be to their shame, because it says people going well, because the Lord of hosts is gonna visit things, man. This place, and in all vineyards shall be welling. For I will pass through thee. This is what the Lord said. The Lord said He's gonna pass through thee. It's speaking about it right here in America, man. Saith the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. And you got a lot of people say, oh, I can't wait for the day they be in these churches singing and shit. Jesus is coming for me, and whatever songs they might got. Jesus, who the fuck is Jesus? All right, sweet baby Jesus don't exist, man. That was a figment of your imagination, that damn cracker with blonde hair, blue-eyed cracker, man. That's not the Lord, man. The Lord is a so-called black man, which is very angry, man. He said the day of vengeance is burning in his heart. So it's a woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Because y'all think it's going to be all peace and love. It ain't going to be peace, love, and hair grease. Nah. It's going to be death and destruction. All right? The tally's going to keep tallying up. It said, to what end is it for you? And then, here it is. You've been all wicked all your life, man. Being a damn adulteress. Committing all kind of adultery. These niggas is all wicked as hell, man. Faggots, homos, all kind of wickedness they've been doing. But yet they saying, I believe in the Lord. I'm waiting for the Lord. Okay. All right. We going to see. It said the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's not what you think it is, man. It ain't going to be a pretty time and rainbows and all the clouds are going to go away and the missiles are going to reverse and go back to where they came. No, it's not. It's not. It's not that. It said, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. And that's like you getting out of one situation, one calamity. Okay, you might have escaped you might not got the Crown Royale, right? So you're still alive and with masks and everything and shit. But then, okay, now you're losing your house. You see? Okay, now you ain't losing your house, but now you get stomped out in the riot. You get killed in the riot. All right? A damn brick fall on your head, or you driving on a highway and then the highway just collapsed. You see? All these calamities and things are going to come upon this place. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. At the end of the day, you still going to die, man. You got a lot of people thinking that we're survivors. We survived Katrina. We survived 9/11. Okay, you survived all that just to still get your cap peeled, man. All right, the mossad still going to peel your cap, man, because why? You wicked, man. You refused his word. You resisted him. You came up against his men that he sent out there. It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? And you can see it to the point where people are so confused. People don't know what to do. Like I said, right now they kind of in just denial. 21, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So that's all your cookouts dedicated to the Lord, and all your parties and all your dinners and banquets that you do. The Mossad said he hate that shit, man. Straight up, he said he hate that shit, and he said he despises it. All right, your feast day, you talk about you celebrating the Passover, but yet you got all kind of leaven up in there. Okay, yet you got it as a joyous occasion. There's no solemnity in it, which the Passover is a solemn feast. All right, now I don't know if that's. So the Mossad said, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. And then some of you niggas be sneaking in, chicken and shit on the Passover. When the Lord told you you're supposed to have lamb. The only thing you can get outside of a lamb, according to the law, is a goat if you can't get lamb, But you have niggas with baked macaroni and cheese and all that. Oh, we under the grace and mercy. Okay, all right. We're going to see how that's going to turn out for you guys, man. Got dudes in there making merchandise, selling all kind of, making money and shit. Forgot about what Yahushua did to them, that the money exchanges that were in the temple, how he whipped the shit out of them, man. All right, with a whip, cat of nine tails, man. A whip with spikes at the end of it, man. Taking flesh off of them niggas, man. You see, but a lot of y'all forgot. So that's why y'all like these events, so you can sell your your oils. You know, you can sell your incense that, you know, that you fucking marked up 700%. You know, you can sell some, you know, all your bullshit that you made, your studded out garments and, you know, all that other nonsense. That's what y'all care about. Y'all care about making merchandise off of Jake. All right. So the Most High said he ain't with that shit. He said, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, man. The Most High ain't hearing all these singing, and even especially in these damn churches, these gospel choirs, talk about they singing to the Lord and what's wrong. Man, the Most High said, take that. That shit is noise, man. And that shit has a demonic force, man. You know? Man, I went by, I had to go see one of my cousins a few days ago, and you know, they had some you know, I guess, I don't know if it was a after party or not after, it was a christening, but I guess, I don't know what you call it, I don't know what they call it. Everybody, after they finished what they was doing, they came back and they had food at his house. So I stopped by there real quick, you know, to do something, holler at them on something. Then the people, bunch of, you know, they seemed regular. All of a sudden, the motherfuckers started singing all that shit, man. I said, man, let me get the fuck away from these niggas, man. I don't want that shit. You know, and then one Jake heard me laugh. I'm like, nah, I'm dead serious, man. You know, I went and got my Remy, and I said, fuck away from y'all. But it's demonic, man, and I see why. Because anytime I hear any type of gospel, so-called gospel music, all that church bullshit, that shit, it's like a scratching the chalkboard, man. That shit is noise, man. The Most High ain't playing. So he said, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I would not hear the melody of thy vows, man. All right, and then the keys that they playing, the most demonic, that shit sound like horror music, man. You know, once you hear that shit, you just know that fucking Frankenstein or somebody gonna come walk out of a casket or some shit, you know. That shit is just demonic, man. You know, but the Most High said, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I would not hear the melody of thy vows, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. And the Lord literally did that with, as far as these floods, these flash floods that fucked a lot of people up, man. And see, the thing is, yeah, we catch hell too, you know, but we don't mind. We like, hey, whatever, man. Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, in whatever situation that we find ourselves in, because we know that it's not much longer, and we know that these things must happen, man. You know, but I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna end it there. You know, with that, you know, Lord willing, of course, hopefully it was edifying. Brothers got fed, but with that, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and say shalom to all you sincere